Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Trash Talking and Giving Back podcast. I am Erin-Cofiell-Barker. This is Joe Sinagra. He is my co-host. He works at Myers Waste and Recycle. On this podcast, we talk a little bit about trash. We talk about giving back. Often we have a guest, but this week it's just me and Joe, and we're pretty excited about it. I'll be honest with you.
As am I. So sometimes we step over each other. So it's nice. We're gonna have a few extra minutes to bring everything up and solve all the world's problems in 25 minutes.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we did promise to be on our best behavior and make sure to provide you guys with a little bit of meat, right? Because we do a lot of just like chit chat, which is fun, and share our opinions on some like world issues and world problems. But we've got our new Trashy or Not segment to talk about. I've got a few questions, and we are going to talk about some sponsorships that Myers does as well.
Absolutely. But, Aaron, with the weather being so warm lately, we try to get outdoors, but, you're spending a little more time inside. And I have many, many, many guilty pleasures in life. And, social media is one of them. And, you know, and I'm also a glass half empty guy. So I was scrolling this week and something was bothering me, and I got to get your opinion. you know, I see so many wonderful GoFundMe's for people that are doing great things, and be it for surgery for a pet or this charity or that charity, and it's all wonderful. It really rubs me the wrong way. People who share GoFundMe's, but they don't donate to them.
Maybe they're anonymous.
Well, no, but like, I see it in my feed, so this person, oh, this is a great organization. Make sure, my friend's dog is sick. Anyone who can help out, donate so my friend's dog can have the surgery, which is great. I'm an animal lover. I want to see the dog get the surgery. But this person going on, but they don't even donate it. So,
their contribution is sharing it with everyone else, I think.
Yeah, but you want me to donate money, but you can't even donate money?
Well, yeah, true. I would agree that's well, and it's funny because it's the best though if it's someone who considers their contribution being that they're sharing it, right, and spreading the word. But if they're not someone that has like a big following of people,
well, yeah,
or
look at
like,
you got 12 followers on Twitter. Come on, you're not a Kardashian here.
oh, what a great person you are for sharing that GoFundMe for people. Maybe you could do yourself a little bit better and actually donate some money.
Well, yeah, the $5. Don't get the Starbucks today and donate for your friend's dog who needs surgery. But
Yes,
yeah, it's my whole life is spent looking and making comments out in the world. That's why this podcast is wonderful, because people get sick of me saying, "Can you believe this?" And now I can come here and say, "Can you believe this?"
Yeah, I know. I love it. But also, like, I'm sure you do it too. Like, I totally lurk on like a GoFundMe. Like, if it's people like I know, it's like, ooh, who's donated? But also, like, anonymous, which I don't know if you're a Curb Your Enthusiasm guy, but there's like a whole episode about the anonymous donations. But like, I don't know. I'm not that. I think I need the little pat on my back. Like, I'm not people who it's like top donor, $500 anonymous. Like, who are you?
Right. Right. Well, and it's true, because you get bored, you go on GoFundMe and you just type in Vermont and you see some of these, like some of the GoFundMe's are worthy, animals and children and stuff like that. But then there's some people who they need dental surgery, or I want to go on a cruise, and I'm like, really?
But there are people people donate to that?
Oh, there's some. You always see it.
Like,
Yeah, it's
that's
great.
wild. That's why people do it though, because there's people out there that are donating. Joe, we should come up with something and just start a GoFundMe and see what we can get.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. So
I'll have to think of it. It's the GoFundMe lurking is second only to the Venmo lurking, which we've discussed on this as well.
Absolutely. That's why I have a burner account, so I can do it and I can make comments on them and not use my real name. I can use my burner account.
Oh, you'll have to tell me offline what the burner account name is. I won't make you divulge it to the world. Maybe that'll be the GoFundMe. If we raise X number of dollars, Joe will reveal what his burner account name is.
Well, I'm glad you're not seeing all the negative comments on your Facebook page. That's not my burner account, I promise.
I mean, from work, when you work in TV, man, especially when I used to work in Louisiana, you got to have some thick skin because people are not very kind at all.
Yeah, well, remember my initial career was politics, so I
Okay.
spent a long time. Yeah, there's that's a whole nother episode.
Fair, fair. I like it. All right. Well, so for this one, though, first, let's talk about sponsorships. I know there's a lot of different things, right? A lot of the people we've been having on the podcast is we're talking about some of the different charities and things that Myers is involved in and gives to, but there's so many that we'd be doing this podcast until we're 100 years old to cover all of them. But we thought it might be fun to share a few of the other things you guys have going on right now on the podcast.
Yeah, one of the big ones is, Myers is so much about family and community. So we really look for events that we can participate in that's really community minded and community driven. And one of the big ones is in Williston. Maple Tree Place is a wonderful summer concert series that they've been doing for years. And some of the best, I mean, I'm a huge fan of cover bands and tribute bands, and Maple Tree Place does a great job with that. Last year they had Shot of Poison as a tribute band, which was awesome. So Myers is sponsoring this once again this summer concert series Thursday nights at Maple Tree Place. It's a great fun event. It's and free. Free parking at Maple Tree Place. The music is free. People can go and buy dinner or food or whatever they want at one of the restaurants there, but they don't have to. They can bring a picnic lunch, and it's just a great community. And like so many of these concert series around the state, just where we are in the world, just to have people happy and dancing and smiling and kids running around. It's just a great event that we just love to be a part of.
Those
And,
are those are really fun.
Yeah, and I was
Like,
just going to say, Williston is such a great community. It's growing. It's one of the faster growing communities in the area. So it's a great opportunity for us to also interact with our customers because we have so many customers in Williston and in the region, but also highlight the fact that we're a small family business and attracting new customers.
and something kind of fun you were telling me about is the fire truck. Is the fire truck there often?
Yeah, so we have a 1940s fire truck that was fully refurbished. Jeff's father was a volunteer firefighter for the Winooski Fire Department, a long time ago. So Jeff refurbished the fire truck. So when the weather is good, because there's no roof on it, the fire truck does come out to different, not every week, but it's when it's good weather and we can bring it out, we do, and kids love to climb on it and play with the sirens and all the other stuff. And often you'll see, if you see it out there driving around town, because it is street legal, often I'm the one driving it. So, make sure you give a wave, and it's always quite an experience.
Fireman Joe, Fireman Joe. I Jack, the 3-year-old, my son, has been into the fire trucks lately. We've got like a monster truck fire truck, like all kinds of them, and we're gonna have to come out and check it out at some point in time because he will go berserk over the fire truck for sure.
Well, and one of the things, Erin, you do it on the podcast, but I get it in my real life also is, you introduce me about what I do for Myers, and I get often, oh, what do you do for Myers? And it's really hard to fully explain everything I do for the company because a family business, everybody does a little bit of everything. Uh, Driving a fire truck was not one of the things I thought I'd be doing in my life, but sure enough, it's on the resume, and it's just another thing. So,
I like it.
driving the fire truck from Colchester to Williston is always an experience.
How do you get there though? Like, do you go on the highway or you take the long route?
Take the long route. We can go on the highway, but the max speed on this is about 45, so it's not.
Do it, Joe. Do it, Joe. Just slowly be like, just waving.
Just
stay in the right
slowly
lane.
going down. So, I try to take the back roads, but it's a whole nother experience going on some of the side streets through Essex and Williston. Fire truck, people are like, oh, especially it's always nice weather because no roof and everything, so people are outdoors. So we get all kinds of looks.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. Something else that you guys are doing is something I'm actually involved in as well, but the Franklin County Taste Card this year is sponsored by Myers. It's actually, I said this year, but it is the first time Franklin County has had a taste card. This is something ABC 22 and Fox 44 are selling on their Value Vault. You can find it on mychamplainvalley.com. Look for Value Vault. People who go to any of the restaurants on the inside of the card get a buy one, get one free entree, which is a great deal. And it's only $22.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we want to participate in this is, first of all, almost all the restaurants on the card are customers of ours, so we want to support our customers as much as possible. But also, all the restaurants are like-minded companies. A lot of them are small family businesses or new startups that need our help and the community's help to go. And frankly, a lot of them, the food's off the chart, so it's even better for we like to associate ourselves with good, honest companies who are out there giving back to the community. So a lot of these restaurants are doing the same thing. They're active in their community. And, Franklin County and the greater St. Albans area is a great growing community and area. And what a lot of people don't realize is the food scene in Franklin County has taken another level and is on par with a lot of the restaurants here in Chittenden County. And there's even more more restaurants about to open in Franklin County that's raising it up even more. So we're happy to be part of it, and it's another way for us to showcase our involvement with other small businesses.
And I forget sometimes, since this is a video podcast, but a lot of the people are just listening to the audio. So for those people, I'm just going to tell you the restaurants that are on the card. And for like the $22, I feel like it's like you literally buy it and you go to maybe 2 of them and then it's paid for. And then you get free meals at the rest of them. So there's Bubba Duffer's, Nellie's Pub and Grill, the Rail Trail Pub, Twigs, Swanton Shop, House of Pizza, Irons and Ales, and Mill River Brewing on the taste card, which again is at mychamplainvalley.com. And Myers is the sponsor, because yay, Franklin County and Myers. I know, Joe, you love it up there, even though you don't live there anymore.
I don't live in Franklin County, but I lived. The longest place I've ever lived in my life was Franklin County. So it's my adopted home, and it is a great area, and we enjoyed our time there, and still have a lot of family there, of course.
What are some other things you guys are sponsoring this summer, or just kind of talk about, how Jeff is a very generous guy when it comes to sponsorships and being a part of, anything and everything that feels like it even makes just a little bit of sense. It's like, yep, we're in.
Yeah, so kids is a big aspect for Jeff, being now third generation is involved in the company. So we do a lot of youth jamboree sponsorship. So there's a football jamboree coming up in Essex that we're sponsoring. We do a lot of youth golf sponsorships and a lot of golf tournaments and stuff like that. We must sponsor about 10 or 12 Little League teams all throughout the state, from Lindenville and all the way across down to Waterbury and over here in Chittenden County. So kids is a big part of what Jeff wants to do and where we like to spend our money. Some of it is these smaller youth organizations. Their budgets are so tight that the $500 sponsorship for your name on the back of a t-shirt goes so far and helps those organizations so much. So we like to put our dollars behind things like that. And that continues on into the winter, where we're sponsoring hockey and basketball and stuff like that. So it's important for us on those types of things as well.
Do you golf? Does Jeff golf?
Jeff doesn't golf, but his youngest son, Ken, is a very good golfer who golfs all the time. And our CFO is, I forget, a 9 handicap. I mean, he's a very good golfer. He's very tall, which it's always interesting. You don't usually see like 6'9" golfers, but
Or people.
Or people, yes. My college roommate was 6'10". Yeah.
You must have looked like Bert and Ernie.
Mutt and Jeff.
Mutt and Jeff. You can tell I have small children if I go with the Sesame Street reference of Bert and Ernie instead. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, are you good with sponsorships? Because I have a trash question of something like from
Yep.
my childhood. I've always wondered if I was being told the truth or not.
Yes, we've never picked up Oscar, if that's the question. We get that.
That's funny. That's good. We got to get like a Sesame Street collab, and you guys have those little like stuffed animal things, and we got to get like some Oscars peeking out of there.
Well, I know you have a question, but
Yeah.
my daughter loved Kermit the Frog, still does to this day. So I actually we got a cameo of Kermit the Frog for her, and it was such a huge hit. So cameos are great.
They are. I always try to get one for my dad because he loves like the Beverly Hillbillies and like all those like old school shows. So I'm like, oh, some of these people must be on here. But I never pull the trigger because I can't decide who to get for him. Okay, here's my question. I feel like when I learned about recycling, right, in probably elementary school, and I don't know if the teachers were doing it just to try to drive it home to you, but it was always sad or like a low-key fear of mine, even now as a 41 at a birthday, 41-year-old person, is that it was like if you throw something in the recycling that is not recyclable, you ruin the whole batch of recycling and it all just gets thrown out.
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
true?
It's not completely true.
Okay.
We tell our customers, a 5 to 8% deviation, which means, it's okay if you accidentally throw away something that's not recyclable. Like we see a lot of bathroom trash, frankly. So, everybody has a little basket in their bathroom where they're throwing away the wrappers from the Band-Aids and stuff like that. All stuff's recycling, but then you get stuff in there that's not recyclable, dental floss, stuff like that. And that's okay. That's, not the end of the world. So when recycling goes, after it's picked up and it's brought to a sorting facility, it goes on a big belt, motorized belt, and air will blow the recycling off into different piles. So the stuff that's not recyclable will end up in a trash pile. So somebody's actually going through it all.
How does
So
the
it's okay.
air know what's what?
Oh, wait. So things that are heavier often are not recyclable. So things like food scraps or bulk trash, like in a trash bag itself. And then also, but then there's things like people think oily pizza boxes aren't recyclable. They are. People also think cardboard when it gets wet is not recyclable. That it still is recyclable. So wet recycling is. So we often say it's air on the side of it is recyclable when it's not
Oh,
recyclable.
see, that's
You know,
interesting because, yeah,
you're
I feel
supposed
like
to
I would
clean
have
out
always
your
thought air on the side of it not being because I didn't want to ruin the whole batch.
right, yeah, and you won't ruin the whole batch. You're supposed to clean out your jars. Wash out your pickle jars after you use it. A lot of people don't. That's okay. That will end up in the trash.
Oh, so wait, so when you are done with pickles,
Hmm.
the jar is recyclable, but you are supposed to clean it out first before putting it in the
Right.
recycling.
Right, like and a lot of people don't do it. Peanut butter containers. You're supposed to clean the
Oh,
peanut butter out in the jar. A lot of people don't do that, but
yeah.
things you can. Like pickle juice. Clean it out, dump it. Jelly containers are easier to clean than probably peanut butter. So
Fair. I always just assumed that was just people who are like being a neat freak and they don't want like the pickle juice in their bin,
right.
the peanut butter
No,
in their
you're
bin.
supposed to.
Oh, see, look at the things I learned. What is something that people always think is recyclable, but it's actually not? Is there anything?
Styrofoam is the big one.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, and any of the frozen food packaging, people
Yep.
think are like the quick food. You put it in the microwave for 5 minutes type things. The
Like the
packaging on
plastic part, like the black not the cardboard box it comes in, but like the black like plastic part that when you put it
right.
in the microwave, that is
Yeah,
not
exactly.
recyclable.
Right, right.
Wow.
Yeah. So but styrofoam's the big one.
Okay.
Because a lot of people get styrofoam from Amazon, places like that. So,
Yeah.
do you know how many cardboard boxes are delivered in the United States every day?
No, and we both know from last week's question or 2 weeks ago's question where I was supposed to give you like a ballpark number of how many tons of trash, and I was over by like 25 pounds. I don't even know like where to begin in guessing the
Yeah,
answer to this one.
it's a amazing number. So just in America, now this is
Yeah.
all cardboard boxes, no, not just Amazon, but 273 million boxes every day are delivered.
That's crazy.
It's just an astronomical number when you think about it. Now, of course, all of these are recyclable, and yeah, most of them do ultimately are reproduced and everything like that. But it makes you think, when you're buying something on Amazon and ask you, oh, wait an extra day to get, everything in one box, and I'm sure we all click the yes, I'll wait 2 days, even though I'm a Prime member and I pay extra for it over, but I'm sure we all do wait, but it does make you think maybe you should wait to cut down on the boxes a little bit.
Yeah, well, and I always think it's wild when a place does like a free shipping threshold. Like I just ordered something the other day and it was like $35. You have to spend $35 to get the free shipping. And I was at like $25. So it's like I'm too cheap to pay the $8 for shipping. I will buy something for $10. And now it's like I got it for $2 if I paid for the shipping.
Yes.
But then it comes to me in like 3 different packages. And I'm like,
right.
So now I'm not paying for the shipping, but you're sending me 3 different packages coming at all different times. How is that cheaper?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
obviously it's now 3 packages, which is like cost money, but there's also more packages out there in the world to be dealt with.
But they have to be doing something right, because I'm sure you saw, Jeff Bezos was trying to rent the town of Venice for his wedding, and they said no.
That's funny.
He
Did
tried to
you? This
rent
is
the town of Venice for
like
$48 million. The town of Venice.
just the town. Like, where's everyone going to be able to live there, or like everyone was going to have to leave? Like, what was my
I
cut?
don't know.
If someone wants to rent Williston, hey Jeff Bezos, not Myers, unless Myers wants it. If you want to rent the town of Williston for your wedding, it can be very beautiful certain times of year. Do not recommend mud season, but the fall could be very beautiful. How much of that 48 million would I get to depart for the wedding?
Yeah, exactly. I did try to convince my family to rent my house out during the solar eclipse last year.
Oh, they didn't want to do it?
No, they're like, oh, where are we going to go? And da-da-da-da. I'm like, but you know how much they're getting for houses on Airbnb?
Yeah. Like, we'll go stay up at Myers on Water Tower Hill. We'll have a nice
we'll just
view.
pitch a tent someplace. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
Rent the town of Venice. This is a topic for offline because I don't want to be a mean girl, but like the fiance looked a lot prettier a few years ago, is the polite way. I don't know if you've seen photos, but a little too much work, I think.
Well, yes, it is. It is. But and Jeff Bezos has went the opposite way. Money has treated him well.
Yeah. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys convenience, is what I always say.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh goodness. What else is new over at Myers? Anything wild and crazy going on?
The big thing is we're always hiring. So people out there, we need people with all aspects from the job. So what we call helpers, so people who ride on trash trucks, and they just help to pick up the actual trash. These are people who might not have a driver's license, who might have fell on some hard times, and they're trying to start over in life. They are we need people of all ages and abilities and life circumstances. One big thing here at Myers is Jeff's a big believer in second chances. So people who might have made some mistakes in their life and are trying to start over, we encourage them to come, and we're happy to have them as an employee. So we need helpers. We need non-CDL drivers, so people who have just a regular driver's license. They can drive a smaller truck or one of the other commercial driver license trucks. We have positions where we're willing to do an apprentice for people who want to be a CDL driver. So we had Boys and Girls Club on before. We have some kids who come out of the Boys and Girls Club. They don't want to go to college. They're not sure what they want to do, but being a CDL driver is you can make a good living. You can earn a good salary. And unlike over the road drivers, a trash man, you're home every night. Our drivers are done by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have a CDL apprentice positions where you can come in. The company will pay for you to get your CDL license, guarantee you employment after the fact. We also have our recycling center where we have people who sort through construction debris. So not trash, so it's not as stinky as it might be in our garages right now with the warm weather, but work on the recycle center to pick through and sort between wood and sheetrock. And these positions are both in Colchester and in St. Johnsbury. So we're looking for people across the board. So we're always looking to hire. So anyone out there that's listening, or might know somebody, have them come over and give us a call. We do, uh, interviews right on site, right when you come in and apply. So and it's a great place. We have a lot of fun. The company is family driven. Jeff and his sons are here every day, interacting with everyone and pitching in. So, a story for another time is when Jeff and I had to go do a trash route one day because we were shorthanded, and so
That
he
would
and I.
be amazing.
Yeah. Me literally standing on the back of the truck, like you see the guy standing on the back with the gloves, and yeah, that was me, and Jeff was driving. It was quite the afternoon.
Oh my God, I love it. What is the minimum age? And is it all full-time? Is it part-time? Are you guys there on the weekends, just during the week? How does it work?
Yeah, so we really pride ourselves on, we will work with the employees. So we're looking for part-time, we're looking for full-time, we're looking for some time. So we have some people who just say, I can only commit to a day a week or 2 days a week. So we're Monday through Friday, so we're not a weekend. So it's the big thing and we have some positions that are more the traditional 8 to 4, and some of the jobs are, start at 5 a.m. and work till 2. So we're really, we encompass a lot of things, and we can really attract people in all different walks of life. We're always hiring mechanics to work on our trucks because we service all of our own trucks. With 70 different trucks on the road every day, we have a full staff of mechanics and painters and welders and people like that.
All right, I love it. So anyone out there listening, if you're tired of hearing your significant other complain about their job, tell them you found a spot for them. If you're, what age did you say? Is it 16, 17, 18? Is there an age? What's the age?
Yeah, 18 plus.
Okay.
It's typically what we have, just so you can have the ability to maybe have a commercial driver's license later. But even if you don't have a driver's license, we'll take you, because we have to clean all of these. We have to clean all of the cans as well. So all the totes have to be clean, and they have to be painted and stuff like that. So
there's jobs for everybody. It reminds me of
absolutely.
when I was in high school, my grandparents owned like a sports and power equipment store. And it was like, if it rained and sports got canceled and you want to show up, grandma will find something for you to do. So
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
go work at Myers and they will find something for you to do, and you can make a little money so you can spend it on whatever your heart desires.
Exactly.
All right, before we wrap it up, trashy or not, you got one?
Yeah, I do. So, and this is a generational thing, because I was talking to some people yesterday about it. So, trashy or not, you're on the road, stop to use a bathroom. Do you have to buy something or not?
That is such a good one. You should.
And I feel like there's different levels here.
Yeah.
Because if you're traveling with young kids, and your 4-year-old has to use the bathroom, I think gas stations and other stores are a little more accepting of, they get your 4-year-old is potty training or whatever it might be. They're a little more accepting than you and your husband traveling and you're stopping and you go into a gas station. But trashy or not trashy, not buying something at a rest stop.
I'm gonna go, if we had our trash meter, I'm gonna go like it's like a little trashy. Only because it's like the looks, right? Like, and it may just be all in our heads, but I feel like if you roll in and you use the restroom and you don't buy anything, like they know.
Yeah.
But how do they know you're not parked at the pump and actually like getting gas? Unless I guess they can watch you like come in and leave. But like you are using something that building is maintaining and keeping clean, hopefully for you, and doing so. Like I'm gonna go like a little trashy.
And where I was saying generational, I had older parents.
Yeah.
My father, like, absolutely, he stopped someplace. He was buying something every time, absolutely, without a doubt. I can remember times he bought, a pack of gum, and he didn't chew gum, but he bought
Just
it
needed to
and
find something to
something to
buy.
buy. So I think maybe an older generation is more accepting of buying something
Yeah.
than maybe a younger generation on it. But yeah, I find myself like I feel kind of obligated to buy, and I also feel like you can always find something to buy that you'll use later, be it a bottle of water, or you have kids, so you buy a
Lotto
bag of
ticket.
chips, or yeah, which is I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because like it's also depends where it is, right? Like a standalone gas station with convenience store, like absolutely. But if you go to like the rest stop, like in New Hampshire, like whatever, you could
Right.
just go in, use the bathroom, and leave. And like I think they're banking on making enough money from all of the people that other people are kind of like doing it for you.
The topic I almost said was, I don't know if you saw this, but Vermont is currently, they just finished a liquor sale for all the liquor they haven't sold at the state liquor stores.
No,
Have you
what is
seen
that?
this?
No.
So the state of Vermont has, state liquor stores all,
Yeah.
throughout the state, and they have something like 47,000 bottles of liquor that hadn't sold. So either they bought too much or special order, whatever it is. So they're selling it at, I think, 50% off. To anybody can go and buy it, and I, is it trashy to buy roadside
No, well, what
liquor?
kind of like? I guess I'm like, I gotta Google this now. Like, are we talking about like Tito's, or are we talking about like Boone's Farm? Like, are we like we talking
Yeah,
about Popov? Remember Popov? Like, I don't know. Did you
yes,
drink
I
that?
don't think it's. From how they're describing it, it's stuff that wasn't sold. So I don't think like the Tito's and
Yeah. So it's
Smirnoff
something.
and
Yeah, it's something
you
that's
know,
not moving. But so if
yeah,
I go, you're telling me if I go to one of the liquor stores, there's going to be some like clearance rack of liquor that they're trying to move.
no. They took all 47,000 bottles, and it's in Montpelier in a big warehouse. And you go in and you walk through, and you can buy this all. Like, no, you don't have Johnny Walker Blue like on sale, but it's probably Boone's Farm
I mean, I'm going on vacation soon, so maybe I'm gonna have to take a little detour and see what we can go and get. I love a good deal.
I picked up a bottle of Aftershock. It was great.
What was that one that Four Loco that people were
Or
like going nuts about? Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
yes, absolutely. So I was thinking about that as a trashy or not
As
buying almost expired state issued booze.
so yeah, the buying of it is not trashy. Putting a bow on it and giving it to someone as a gift, little trashy.
I love
Little
it.
trashy. That's what I'm. But now I might have to go there, buy something, and bring it to you as a gift.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap it up on that. If anyone listening goes or watching goes to this liquor sale, though, let us know because we're very interested to hear how it is. While you're here, also make sure you like and subscribe so you get alerted whenever a new podcast episode is released. And yeah, another week. Did your kitchen table sell or no?
No, not
Your
yet.
dining
I
table
gotta
still
probably
there?
bring
Okay.
the price down and do something else. So yeah, that's a project I have
You
to
gotta write like
tackle.
once or formerly used by podcast co-host Joe Sinagra, and maybe that'll increase the price.
Sounds like a great idea.
All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you another time.